For 2,000 years, the galaxy had known nothing but peace. After countless conflicts that once tore worlds apart, the races of the stars had formed a grand alliance, one that believed peace was eternal. Generations were born and died under the safety of this long silence. The idea of war had become nothing more than an old story told to children at night. But when the great screens across the galaxy lit up, and the Council of Elders appeared with grim faces, the illusion of eternal calm began to shatter. Their message was short, but heavy. The peace was over. The Draven Dominion had declared war. Across the stars, fear spread like a storm. Worlds that had not built a weapon in centuries now scrambled to prepare. Fleets that had long rusted in orbit were called back to life. The Council sent urgent calls for unity, but one world did not respond right away. Earth. When the broadcast reached the blue planet, the transmission ended with a calm silence. No panic, no cries. Only a simple message was returned to the Council's broadcast system. Acknowledged. The other races found the answer cold, even arrogant. But deep within Earth's orbit, something stirred. While the rest of the galaxy had grown soft during the 2,000 years of peace, Earth had not forgotten. Humanity had learned long ago that peace was never permanent. They had faced their own centuries of struggle, and every time they rose stronger. When the last great interstellar war had ended 2 millennia ago, Earth had not disarmed completely. They had hidden their power not out of fear but out of wisdom. Beneath the peaceful surface of cities and green valleys, vast subterranean networks slept. Miles beneath the crust, machines that had not moved in ages began to hum softly. Artificial minds awoke and checked systems that had been in hibernation for ages. Vault doors the size of mountains slid open, releasing the low thrum of forgotten reactors. On the surface, people lived normal lives. Children still played, farmers still worked, and the city still glowed with light. Yet high above in the orbital docks, unseen by most, humanity's guardians were awakening. Admiral Rian stood before the largest window in the orbital station, vigilant. His face was calm as he watched the Earth rotate below him. Around the station, enormous structures drifted in the void, giant frames covered with dormant armor plating. They had been built secretly, hidden as research platforms or deep space stations, but now, one by one, they began to light up. 2,000 years of peace, Rian murmured softly. Enough time for everyone to forget what we are capable of. His second officer, a quiet woman named Mira, stepped beside him. The Council says the Draven are advancing on the border colonies already. They're demanding all member worlds send their fleets immediately. Rian turned slowly. And they wonder why we're calm. Tell them we're not sending ships yet. Earth doesn't join wars. We end them. Mira nodded silently, and the words spread through the command networks. Across the stars, the Draven Dominion advanced quickly. Their ships were ancient in design, but brutally effective. They overwhelmed the border worlds easily. The Council fleets tried to resist, but after 2,000 years of peace, most of their weapons were ceremonial. Worlds fell one by one, and still, Earth remained silent. Whispers began to rise across the galaxy. Some said humanity had gone soft. Others believed Earth had grown arrogant and careless. The Council pleaded again, demanding Earth send help before the Dominion reached the inner systems. Finally, the answer came. A single message appeared on every Council channel. It read, "Do not interfere. The Draven have declared war. Let them come." The alien leaders were stunned. The humans were inviting war upon themselves. But the truth was far more calculated. As the Draven fleet approached Sol System, they laughed at the simplicity of Earth's defense network. A few satellites, some orbital platforms, and a handful of ships barely larger than freighters. To them, it looked like a civilization that had forgotten how to fight. The Dominion commander gave a single order: advance. Their massive fleet entered the solar system, passing through Neptune's orbit. They expected resistance. They found none. Planet after planet, no human ships appeared, only silence. Then as they approached Mars' orbit, their scanners began to fail. Distortions rippled across their displays. Communications flickered. The stars themselves seemed to vanish behind a wall of interference. Moments later, something vast moved in the dark. From behind Mars's shadow, an object larger than any ship the aliens had ever seen began to emerge. It wasn't a ship. It was a structure, a city. a fortress of metal stretching hundreds of kilometers wide. Its surface shimmered with a deep blue glow, and as it turned, rows upon rows of energy arrays aligned like watchful eyes. The Draven fleet halted instantly. At the same moment, a human signal cut through the interference, clear and calm. "This is Earth Command. You have entered restricted space. You are advised to retreat immediately." The alien commander laughed. He believed the humans were bluffing. He ordered his fleet to continue forward. Then, without a single flash of light, hundreds of human ships decloaked around the massive fortress. Each vessel was dark, angular, and silent, their hulls reflecting no light. The ships didn't broadcast identification codes. They didn't show up on scans. They simply appeared as if the void itself had birthed them. The alien commander hesitated, suddenly unsure. Ryan's voice echoed again through the comms. "For 2,000 years, humanity stayed quiet. We watched. We learned, and we remembered. You thought we forgot how to fight, but we never forgot why we fought." A soft pulse of energy spread from the human fleet. It wasn't an attack. It was a signal, one that shut down every weapon system the Draven ships had. Centuries of hidden research had perfected this technology. Within seconds, the Dominion's massive warships drifted helplessly. Then, in the distance, Earth itself began to shine. From orbit, the blue planet looked peaceful, but from deep within its oceans and mountains, energy readings spiked to levels unseen in galactic history. The planet's defense network was awakening. Dozens of orbital rings, long thought to be communication stations, revealed their true nature. They aligned in perfect formation, forming an invisible web of energy around Earth. Mira turned to Ryan quietly. "Sir, the network is fully charged. Orders?" Ryan looked out at the helpless alien fleet. "Send them home." In a burst of light, the Draven ships vanished. Every one of them was transported back beyond the border they had crossed. Their systems were disabled, but their crews were unharmed. The message was clear. Humanity had no interest in destruction, only deterrence. Across the galaxy, the news spread faster than light. The Draven had been defeated without a single shot fired. No blood spilled, no ships destroyed, just the calm, overwhelming precision of power. The Council of Elders requested an emergency meeting with Earth's representatives. The humans agreed. In the grand chamber of the Galactic Council, thousands of delegates gathered. The human envoy arrived alone, a quiet figure dressed in plain gray. When asked why Earth had refused to act earlier, the envoy simply smiled. "For 2,000 years, he said, you all believed peace meant safety. We knew better. Peace is not the absence of strength. It is the control of it. Humanity never trusted time to protect us. We trusted preparation." A murmur spread through the chamber. One alien leader stood and asked, "Then why hide your strength all this time?" The envoy looked around slowly. "Because peace must never come from fear. It must come from choice. If the galaxy had known what we built, peace would have been forced. We wanted it to be real." The council fell silent. In the days that followed, the Draven Dominion surrendered, not because they were conquered, but because they understood what humanity represented. Not a weapon of destruction, but a force of restraint. Earth never demanded control or tribute. They simply sent a message to every corner of the galaxy. Do not mistake silence for weakness. As the years passed, the story of that day became legend. Children across worlds learned about the humans who smiled when war returned, not out of arrogance, but out of readiness. They became the symbol of quiet strength, the reminder that peace is not eternal. It is earned, guarded, and renewed. In time, even the Draven sent ambassadors to Earth. They came not as enemies, but as learners. The humans welcomed them, showing them the same calm they had shown the universe. On the orbital station Vigilant, Ryan once again stood by the window. Below, Earth turned slowly, shining blue and calm. Mira joined him, her expression thoughtful. "Do you think the galaxy truly understands now?" she asked. Ryan smiled faintly. "Understanding takes time, but they've seen enough to remember." She nodded. "And if war ever returns again?" Ryan looked at the stars, his eyes calm and sure. "Then Earth will smile again." The hum of the station filled the quiet as the stars glittered outside. The galaxy had changed forever. Peace had been shaken but not destroyed. It had been reforged, stronger, wiser, and built not on fear but on respect. For the first time in 2,000 years, the galaxy truly understood what Earth had become. Not a warrior race. Not conquerors, but guardians of balance. And somewhere in the deep silence of space, the hidden defense networks of Earth went back to sleep, waiting once again. Not for glory, not for war, but for the moment they would be needed, to remind the stars that peace must be protected. As the Earth rotated quietly below the station, its oceans gleaming under the sun, one final transmission left the planet. It was,